Symon.
Nice to meet you.
So, how shall I pronounce your name?
Szymon.
Symon. Yeah. So you're Polish, right?
Yes, I am.
Yes, because actually my teacher was a Polish. His name was Andrzej Esterhazy. Andrzej Esterhazy. Yeah. And his cousin was a very famous Polish pianist, Andrzej Wazowski.
I think I heard, yes.
Yeah, quite old. Of course, he's already dead, but very good pianist. He recorded complete mazurkas, and yes. So I have lots of memory from Poland. I don't know Poland, but I'm very familiar with Polish. So now I heard you played yesterday at the Sakura Hall.
Yes.
So is this your it's not your first time in Japan?
No, it's my second time in Japan.
Yeah.
But it's my first time to play solo recitals. Before it was a tour of prize winners of the Rubinstein competition, but this time I'm playing solo, so it's a little bit different.
Yes, because I saw a lot of your YouTube. My very strong impression about the interpretation is your beautiful sonority.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and comparing from like past 10 years to now, I heard a lot of your YouTube. The very impressive is your tonality is even more pure and more beautiful each year.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
that's what I really, my honest opinion. Very, very beautiful sound. Even now, more than before.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So and you're very tall. And how tall are you?
I think 190, something like that.
Because last time I interviewed new Chinese pianist.
I know. Yeah.
And he is 186. And I thought he was very tall, but now you're even taller, 190.
190, yes.
Also, you have maybe your family is a very tall people. Is it true?
No, not so much. No, I'm the tallest, I think.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so and very long fingers.
Yeah. I think I have pretty large hands. Yes, this is true.
Yeah. So, and I like very much the Scarlatti. It's very active and very sonority, beautiful sonority, but very active and lots of movement in your music.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, I heard now you're working a lot in your Szymanowski composition.
Yes, I am. I just recorded his mazurkas.
Yeah.
And well, I shouldn't say it, but I will be trying to release it in one of the labels in Europe right now. So
yeah,
that's my very recent thing, and I always loved his music, so it's one of the most important parts, of my piano playing in general.
Because of course, you being Polish yourself, you must have a very special feeling for the composer Szymanowski. And what do you think is the most attractive of this Szymanowski?
I think I would like to play it, abroad, not only in Poland, because I think he's a little bit underrated. Still a little bit underrated in Europe and in other places. I think he was as much of a genius as Debussy or Gabin or Prokofiev, but maybe he is not as well known. And I think he combines the very expressive aspects, because he comes from the romantic approach. He comes from a Chopin-esque approach. His first pieces are a little bit like Chopin, but in a different style, harmonic style. But then his style, I think there is a lot of impressionism as well in this music, and the combination of expressionism and impressionism is very special, as well as the harmonic language that he has, that is just very unique, and nobody else composed anything quite like that. So yeah, I really think that he is one of the greatest composers. That's why I chose to play it also here in Tokyo.
Which piece is the most? Which piece would you recommend the most of Szymanowski, the piano piece, to listen? To begin with.
I don't know. Really don't know. But my favorite pieces of Szymanowski are definitely Myths for violin and piano, Masks for piano, you know. And mazurkas that I played yesterday are, I think, one of the most mature pieces, and they are very, very complex pieces. But I mean, of course, also the symphony, the Fourth Symphony, which is a Symphonie Concertante for piano and orchestra. It's extremely interesting. But I mean, I think there are quite a lot of pieces also in the symphonic music and also in the songs, you know, that is that are very, very interesting. There are many pieces of extremely high level in his music.
Like for Japanese audience, of course, when we hear Chopin, we can imagine his music, and also we have some idea of his personality, his life. You know, he was in love with George Sand, exactly. But with Szymanowski, when we hear Szymanowski, we don't have this imagine. We can't imagine how was he like as a man, as a person. Actually, what kind of person was he?
To be honest, I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I know some facts of his life. I know that he was a great mountain lover. And he had a house in the most famous Polish mountain town, you know, where there are also concerts there now. And he was also a kind of person that spent a lot of time with the artistic society. He was a social man. I'm sure he was a man of great culture, you know, and but to be honest, I don't know his life that well to tell you, you know. There are a few biographies, but somehow I have never read his biography. That's something that I have to.
So which town were you born in Poland?
Krakow.
Krakow. Yeah, I heard that Krakow is the most beautiful city in Poland, where the famous castle is, right?
Yes. It's the most historical.
City. So actually, I really like to go there one day.
Yes, you should. It's a great place to see a lot of, you know, historical monuments, and the historical atmosphere is really quite something in Krakow. I don't think there's a lot happening in sense of music, especially. I mean, classical music. There is not so much happening. There is maybe more happening in Warsaw or in few other towns in Poland, but it's definitely, Krakow is definitely an old place of culture in Poland.
And of course, for a lot of Japanese, there's a very famous Polish ceramic, very famous, pottery, you know, the teacups and mugs.
Yes, of course, yes.
What's the name of this maker? Very famous, with a lot of the dots and flowers.
You mean like porcelain, right?
Yeah, porcelain.
Yeah. There are 2 or 3 famous makers like Bolesławiec and Chmielów, but I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yes. And also, when I was a little girl, I used to have a blouse made of how to say, flowers, handmade of embroidery of flowers, of blouse.
Like handmade, yeah?
Yeah. With blue and red flowers, and maybe these girls wear this when they dance mazurkas or like a folklore dance.
Yeah. No, it's very beautiful. It's really, I mean, there are folk dance groups in Poland that still cultivate this tradition, and I think really these traditional clothes, they are extremely beautiful. They're something.
Do you dance also this mazurkas?
No, I don't.
Oh, yeah, maybe for your looks, the rock and roll suits you more than mazurkas, more modern.
I think so too.
Yeah. So your hairstyle is very cool. Is it natural path you have your hair?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, very, very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, what do you do when you're off the music, when you're out of practicing?
I like sports.
What kind of sports?
Recently, I do swimming, quite regularly, and running a little bit. And I like table tennis as well, but I don't do it regularly now. Basically that's it.
But table tennis must be too awkward because you're very tall, so you must be like to catch the ball, right?
I don't know. I used to play table tennis for 5 years in a professional team, but it was a long time ago. I was like 13 to 17 or something. So I used to
maybe you could have gone to the Olympic even.
No, not that good, but I was just playing like in a club, like I professionally kind of. But I was not great. I was just kind of better than like anyone else. But then I stopped, and then now I'm not very good anymore.
Oh, I see. So now, of course, so do you live in Krakow now? Where do you live now?
In Warsaw.
Oh, in Warsaw. I see. What's the difference between Warsaw and Krakow?
Oh, there are many differences. For me, I think Warsaw is much more spacious. It has, I think, more possibilities in general. It's a little bit easier to live for me than Krakow. I can travel much easier from Warsaw. I have a broader spectrum of friends in Warsaw.
Yeah.
I just feel kind of freer when I'm there. But Krakow has its own great sides, like the historical side, and the fact that it was not destroyed during the war, and Warsaw was completely destroyed. So it's a completely different character of the city. But I compare a little bit. I compare Warsaw to Berlin. It's this kind of city with a very tough history behind it, but it creates a special, very interesting atmosphere.
Do you cook this? I like this Polish dumpling.
Yeah. I cannot do Polish dumplings. It's very difficult.
Is it difficult?
Great. No, it's very difficult to make. For me, I mean, you have to have some experience with it. I like to cook, but I can never do dumplings. So.
I see. Yeah.
But I do some other stuff from Polish cuisine. I do.
Oh, really? But of course, you always eat the Polish cuisine at home.
No. In Warsaw, actually, Warsaw is a place where there is probably, except of Japanese food, which is not very good in Warsaw.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not very good, but otherwise, I think
everything.
Other cuisines are very, very available, and they're very good quality. So I eat a lot of different food, and I cook also some different styles.
What do you cook most easily? What is it?
Mostly I cook Italian food,
I see.
Polish, or some American, like steaks, hamburgers, stuff like that. If I do it at home, or some kind of improvisation cooking. and it's just home cooking. I'm not like very
Look,
good. But I like.
when I was studying at Juilliard in New York, I used to have a Polish friend. She was a Polish pianist. When she comes to my house, she would always wash dishes right immediately after she eats. And she said, in Poland, we do this all the time. After you eat, you
Don't. I don't.
Yeah, so I wonder. Yeah, I see.
No,
So,
I think it depends on
so
the
you
person.
do sports, and apart from sports, what do you like?
What do I like? I spend my time either playing the piano, doing sports, cooking, or meeting with friends. I have quite a lot of very nice friends right now in Warsaw, and I spend my time well.
So do you organize party at home, or you go to party out?
Depends, but usually out.
So do you drink alcohol a lot?
Sometimes, yeah.
Like vodka?
Well, in Poland, yes, sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I know there's a very famous, the vodka with the how do you say that, the glass inside. What was the maker? Zubrovka,
Zubrovka,
Yeah, and the make with the camel.
Camel?
The make is because I used to have a Polish friend who brought.
Oh no, it's not a camel. It's I don't remember the name of the animal, but it's like a very certain animal that lives in only one forest in Poland, and it's almost extinct.
Yeah.
And there are like, I don't know, 50 or whatever, some very small number left of these animals. Yeah. And that grass that you have in this vodka, it comes from that forest,
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah. I know what you mean.
What was the name of the bottle? What was the name of the maker?
Żubrówka.
Yeah. So I remember, and I'm not strong with alcohol, but my roommate, she was very strong with alcohol. So when he gave this alcohol, she drank all. So I just tasted a little bit, but she told me it's very, very strong. Yeah, and of course my teacher was Polish, so he was very strong. He was always drinking a lot, very much. So I have impression Polish people are very strong in alcohol. So you like drink vodka, beer, wine, everything?
Sure, yeah. Like here in Japan, I would probably have sake. I really like good sake, and it's very hard to get in Poland to drink very good sake.
So do you like hot or cold sake?
Cold.
Cold, and you like sweet or a bit
dry.
Bitter?
Completely dry.
Bitter. Yeah, sake is also quite strong.
Yeah. No.
What kind of Japanese food do you like?
Mainly, I like shabu shabu and sushi, and of course, sushi here in Japan tastes, like nowhere else, because the freshness of the ingredients is just completely different, and that's why in Poland you can never, you shouldn't ever eat sushi. I think it will never taste good because we don't have the fish that is fresh enough to make a good sushi. That's a very like here really, even if I buy sushi at 7-Eleven here in Japan, it's still better than sushi in Poland. It's quite unbelievable, but and when I go to like a very simple bar here in Tokyo with sushi, it's really quite something, quite a different quality of fish. So yeah, food-wise, I really love it.
So do you have brother or sister who is a musician?
No, I don't have anyone. I don't have brothers or sisters, and I don't have anyone in my family who is a musician.
Oh.
I just found out not long ago that my great-grandfather, who I don't know, who I didn't haven't ever met, he was a pianist and composer. But that's a very recent story. And before that, I thought nobody in my family was a musician. So.
What an interesting story. And what kind of composition did he compose?
Small miniatures, like rather music for to be played as an encore or something like that. not a very deep, not very deep music, but well composed. Actually, quite well composed. Not cheap. You know, it makes a lot of sense to play this music. He didn't compose much because he was basically mainly a pianist, and I think he composed these pieces rather for himself to play them as an anchor after a concert. But they are very good pieces. I might play one of them.
Oh, you should record these pieces.
Yeah, that's also the plan for.
And also, looking at your YouTube, you're always very fashionable. I liked the bow tie, the red one you had, but the red is very nice, like a wine red. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where did you get it? Did you choose it yourself?
Yeah.
Where did you get it? It's very nice color.
I always for the concerts I always go to a tailor in Poland, and they kind of I forgot the word. They make clothes for me, like
yes, a private,
taking the measure from my back. Because I have very unusual posture and everything, so I need to have comfortable clothes to play.
Yeah, so immediately when I looked at the bow, the bow, the tie, the red is very, very special. Like a wine red, but it's also like the material is very nice. It's sort of very bright. You know what I mean?
Like silk.
Silk, organdy silk. And also, when you're wearing a black shirt, the same button, the silver button, and here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Did you have it made? Yeah. And did you choose the button?
Yeah, of course.
You have very good taste.
Oh, thank you. I try to. I mean, normally I don't care so much, like for everyday clothes.
Yeah.
But, for the concerts, I try to have elegant clothes,
Yeah.
Because it's a special occasion to perform. So I think it's important.
Yeah. So I was wow. Why did he get this shirt? Because the button is very original shape. You see.
Yeah.
Has anybody said to you about the button?
Yeah, they do sometimes.
Yeah, but I remember this button was the same as the shape, same shape as this.
Yeah, they are the same.
Yeah, so I was thinking, oh, what a fashionable, this is the same. Usually it's difficult to find that kind of shape. So I immediately my eyes went into your bottom, not rather than to your sound, you see?
Well, thank you. It's very nice.
Yeah. Oh, so is the tailor is in Warsaw?
Now, yes. Before I was in Krakow. And
it's important to choose the quality of the wall or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
I think it's just like your tonality. The quality is the sound is like silk, velvet. It's the same as choosing the material. So you have very good taste for that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, how would you explain to Japanese young pianist to play a Polish piece? What is the most important thing to interpret Szymanowski or Chopin, the Polish music? Because you're Polish, so maybe you could sort of give us an advice.
No, I don't think so. I don't think I could give an advice. I think there are artists in Japan that play Chopin extremely well. Of course there are, and you just need to be sensitive, and you need to be good at reading the score, and you need to be a good pianist and so on. And of course, I mean, this is obvious, but I never thought that a French pianist will play Debussy better.
It's true.
Or Polish pianist will play Chopin better, or
it's
pianist
true.
has to necessarily play Prokofiev better. I think nowadays, especially, it's everything is so accessible. The recordings of old masters and everything. Everything is so accessible that you should just be interested in that and see how people played, who sometimes even had the contact with the composers, right? Not Chopin, for instance, but let's say but even Chopin, like the students of Chopin, or like Richter, who played the executive sonatas and so on. Everything is available, so I think it's just a matter of being interested in doing the research and finding the way. But I don't think there is a. I wouldn't think that I could advise anyone on how to play Polish music.
So it's rather say to listen to good quality of music is very important, I must say.
No, of course, and so many other things.
So, who is your favorite pianist, like old playing pianist?
I don't know. Depends on what I listen to. But I'm sure that if I listen to Schubert, then I would choose Arau. Arau. Many pieces I really love Vladimir Horowitz. When I listen to Chopin, then probably I listen to Rubinstein. Or Hoffman, or
Joseph Hoffman.
Yeah. So, but it depends very much on which pieces. There were performances that were kind of made for certain music.
I had the impression that Joseph Hoffman. The other day by casualty, I was listening to he was playing the ballads of Chopin. Actually, he plays quite fast, very straightforward way. That was my impression when he was playing the ballad, fourth ballad of Chopin.
But there is so much feeling in it, and the sound quality is so great that I haven't ever heard such sound as he produced. I think it's very, very special.
It's true. Because now I'm listening a lot of Joseph Hoffman because I'm learning his piece Kaleidoscope. Do you know?
I know. I will be also learning it.
Oh really? Finally I'm going to play in October, so not much people play that piece, but Sherkowski played very much, and that's why I wanted to play. Now, then when I listened to Joseph Hoffman playing his piece, he was really playing really straightforward, really fast, really virtuoso. Not completely different from Sherkowski. So when I listened to this piece, he's really playing this piece quite different from the way he wrote in the score. So that was quite interesting.
Because I think he played also with other pieces by other composers. When you listen to his recordings, I think the fourth ballad was recorded twice. It's so different one from another. Then that it's just this free imagination that he had. And it was so much different these days, today you couldn't play like that because it's just now everybody demands some kind of perfection, and you have to be very honest to the score and everything, and that's very good. But in his times, I think there was so much freedom, and in his performances, it just works super well.
Do you play any other pieces of Hoffman?
No, I don't. No, I will be learning this Kaleidoscope, and I think maybe I will learn something else. But
Sanctuary.
Maybe.
That was quite interesting. Also Sanctuary, right? But also it's very technical anyway. I thought it was so difficult until I could play into my fingers. It took me so long time.
I'm sure.
I'm so how could he compose such a complicated piece?
It's not...
So in the end, could you give a message for Japanese people and especially young pianists? Any advice to these young people, and please give message to the Japanese audience.
So actually I like very much how classical music is treated in Japan, and I think the serious attitude that you have towards classical music can only be felt in Europe and in Japan. I think the other places in the world maybe don't have this kind of respect towards classical music. So I really love it, and I hope it stays this way, because I think the classical music is not a commercial, not mainly commercial. It's mainly it will always be kind of less popular than pop music and rap music and everything else, but it has its own qualities that cannot be replaced. And I feel like in Japan, when I play a concert or when I talk to people about classical music, I feel like Japanese people really know what it is about, and it will only develop in a good way. So I just hope that it stays the same way, and I hope that I will be able to come more often to play here, because I really value it strongly. That when I come to the stage, and when I play, I have this very special connection with the audience, because people really come to listen to the music. That's very important. So I would only wish that it stays the same way.
So I hope next time I hope to see you another fashionable suit, fashionable scene of you.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I will do my best.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I respect your beautiful tonality, and I hope to listen to I hope to see you next time.
Yes, me too. I hope I will come back
Yes.
as soon as possible.
Okay, so thank you very much.